For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. Across the land, all across the world, echoes of voices, we join hand in hand. How many rise in the afternoon sun? Come along, NewsSpin has begun. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Truth from St. Lucia to sandy shores, from cities and hills to the Caribbean breeze. We sing together, hearts at ease, education to open every mind. Learn about your country, leave no one behind. NewsSpin is on your radio. Come along, hands in hands, voices in unity, singing loud. NewsSpin, who's the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. St. Lucian's heart to the world's every land. Knowledge unites us hand in hand. Yeah, Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. NewsSpin is on education for all, from city streets to mountains tall. Learn your history, share your dreams. Together we light the world with our fleam. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Yeah, NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world.
Mere 11 days before general elections are called in St. Lucia, and on Friday is nomination day. Welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. NewsSpin is on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the TuneIn app as well as Radio Garden, the NewsSpin Facebook page, and the NewsSpin YouTube channel. As always, please like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the channel grow. You could also post your comments as well. We go up until 2:30 in just a bit. Your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And Amanda will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. Healthcare. It is real. In terms of what passes for health care in St. Lucia. Maybe the St. Lucian public have just been too passive and too tolerant. Because as much as we are being robbed of a quality of health care that is acceptable, we are prepared to accept what is just being shoved down our throats while we watch the well-to-do, particularly those people we have trusted with a vote, elected them into office. When they are ill, they take our own resources right before us, for our very eyes, and travel to Martinique. And the cost there would be astronomical. And they come and they say, we have cleared the bill over in Martinique. We have paid so and so to the French authorities. Not you. The same people who are being deprived of a high quality of health care, they are the ones who are footing the bill. Whether it's a press secretary to the Prime Minister in a particular era, whether it's a female government minister or a male government minister or well-connected party hack, they're the ones in the main who are benefiting. And the plebs, the ordinary St. Lucians, the hoi polloi, the hard-working people in our country, they approach each other. You know, people are already struggling, approaching other people who are struggling with a raffle sheet, with tickets, a barbecue, to raise funds so that we can get the kind of health care that would save our lives. And election after election, election after election, promises that health care will be made a priority. Up to this day, after white paper and yellow paper and green paper and red paper, we are still without national health insurance in St. Lucia. It's just bluffing us. They are just pretending to do something about this particular challenge that is confronting us every hour, every minute. And so I hope at this time around, whichever political party that is elected into office will not allowed to bide the time as to when such a measure would be implemented, but by you, the people, applying the pressure on them to ensure that they make this a priority. Because right now, interesting enough, and that's reality, they are so busy fighting for re-election or getting into office. They invest so much time on the ground among the people and the masses. They have invested so much in the billboards and the rallies and providing you with free transportation. Just trying to woo you and to delude you and trick you. And they're not ashamed, you know, when they're tricking you. They don't pretend. Tell me, a prime minister is saying to the people of St. Lucia, what we promised and what we're delivering is a building, might as well be a warehouse. When, while you were in opposition, and I will not even try to get the clips, they're there. You are privy to it. What you promised fervently is a hospital. What you complained about incessantly, the people are continuing to convalesce, and the staff are suffering, working under stressful conditions at the George Odlum Stadium. So you will remove the people from this sporting facility and you will put them into the St. Jude Hospital. You will complete the project. And now, ruse after ruse, scheme after scheme, wobbling and presenting false arguments. And it's false. It's patently false. It is misleading. What you promised to simplify this whole issue, what you promised was a hospital. What you have delivered, your own words, is a building. Simple. According to our Creole speaking friends. Ça simple. Ça simple. So let's listen to this individual who called the broadcast yesterday. And he shared a story with us, personal story. And he called from the OKEU hospital. But let me say that his story, his concerns might have fallen on deaf ears as far as the authorities are concerned. Not on that of some St. Lucian citizens, some philanthropists. One or two of those individuals have called me, and they have pledged assistance to him. Actually, I provided his number to at least one gentleman who will be providing some level of support. Let's listen again to this caller who called to the broadcast yesterday from the OKEU hospital.
Mr. Tim, currently I'm at the OKU hospital. I have a vein that burst in my head. I had a stroke. And right now, I spent $1,000+ in buying my own medication. And as I speak, I'm lying down on a hospital bed. I'm not lying about anything I'm telling you there. Presently, I'm at the hospital and I is going through a hardship, because if someone is at the hospital, you expect that person to get the medication that they need. I'm at the hospital and I have to buy my own medication. I spent $1,004 already, almost $1,500. As I speak, I have a vein that bursts in my head. Now, what I'm telling St. Lucians, if we had the healthcare insurance to date, I would have been able to pay at least 80% of my operation that I have to do. I have to go either Trinidad or either Matnik to do the operation. We don't have the facility there. Now, I spoke to one of the doctors at the hospital. What he's saying, the doctor can perform the surgery, but he doesn't have the equipment at the hospital to do the surgery. You understand?
Yeah.
And this thing is a serious problem. If we, St. Lucians, don't check ourselves this coming election, we will be doomed. Check so many people that have died in the past, for the past 4 years that have died, that could not pay for healthcare, could not pay for operation. You understand? We are at the hospital, and a lot of us have to buy medication. We have to buy medication.
A patient of the OKEU hospital. So, can we give credence to what he's saying? So far, we can say yes. There are some individuals who are very doubtful for obvious reasons. I heard a couple of people saying, can you imagine this guy is suffering this condition and he can call NewsSpin? This guy is supposed to be ailing and suffering. The message is, the guy has the empirical evidence and he is sharing it with us. He's living a nightmare as far as his own health condition is concerned. And you cannot get it any better than that, you know. It's not somebody who's calling from the comfort of his or her home. Calling from OKEU Hospital, that certainly should alert us and cause us to apply the necessary pressure on the authorities, because obviously healthcare is not a priority for them. You're at hospital and you have to get $1,300, I think he said, to purchase medication, and you're boasting about providing top quality healthcare to the people of this country, when it was in August of 2024 that the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association spelled out the reality to you, the authorities. And that letter, fortunately for the people of St. Lucia, and fortunately for the politicians, that letter was leaked. And instead of admitting that things really need improving in this country as far as healthcare is concerned, the lady in question was attacked verbally, criticized, lampooned by SLP hacks on social media. Imagine, I read somewhere on social media, on Facebook or somewhere, and describing her as the lady of all the teeth. Is that what we've come to in this country when people are dealing with serious issues? I mean, you want to hear your rouge, you want to hear the mood or the moon is red. But believe you me, there are certain people in this country who are dispassionate, don't care about politics, and they deal with real, everyday issues in our country. How do you explain that all of a sudden this outgoing administration is in a position to build new roads, block every pothole, construct drains? Even people who are candidates make candidates. They're not elected MPs. They're facilitating the construction of roads in various constituencies in the country. And we have to applaud them. Yeah, applaud them. Because what they're conveying is, we're not even in office yet, and we can fix roads. So when you elect those people into office, year 1, year 2, year 3, as was the case with this administration, you complain and you complain and you complain, and all of a sudden you hear from the infrastructure minister and the prime minister, it's because of the inclemency of the weather that they can't work, or there's a shortage of material and they can't do this. Now you're employing trickery somehow to mislead the people into believing that you are a working government. You are listening to the people. You're addressing all their ills. What awaits on the horizon? Let's wait and let us see. Let's hear now from the first deputy political leader of the opposition, UWP, Mr. Guy Joseph, still on the subject of health.
C'est pas whole 180,000 moun gouvernement ka paye bay. Et c'est pas $75,000. C'est pas 75 millions $1,000 gouvernement ka paye. C'est ça valet insurance la ye. So an servi an motoka eba kay kon exemple. Ou kay ni a kay ki vaut $1 million. Le ou kay paye insurance, ou ka paye insurance de le $10,000 pour l'année, c'est ça ou ka paye pour $1 million coverage. So an comprend ça. Est ça mean that ou ni $1 million le ou paye $10,000? Ça pas mean ça. Mais si kay la brûlé, si tremblement passé croisé kay la, si hurricane passé croisé kay la, den valeur insurance la ka servia. C'est valeur dat ou paye pour insurance kay la. Même kon pour motoka. So an examine, le nou di pour health insurance $75,000. Ek la ni un bon exemple. Insurance la dat gouvernement flambeau te me ensemble bay se police la, ek nou te tan Monsieur Cameron Locke a parlé about se ke espitiye sa bay se moun nan, da gouvernement pa te ka paye premium la ale, ek yo tran wisped insurance la. So sa nou ka parlé about la pou whole population. Sa se pa bay nef. Sa se pa bay dat person poko fe. So le nou kopan ki manye insurance ka travay, ou sa le ba pati ka di se moun nan tim. I ka di yo kote gouvernement ka pren l'argent pour bay chaque moun $75,000. C'est pas $75,000 gouvernement ka ba ou. C'est ça qui pour santé. Ou pas après 4 insurance le ale komasi ay gen bay, et bon pas ale total construction ay gen matouyo. C'est only si ou malade. So sou ay l'hôpital, sou ay visite docteur, sou ay fan scan, sou ale ou yo ba oui med pou gen, c'est celle le ou sa servi 4 insurance la. So mwen vle di Saint-Lucien, because le ba pati sa délivrer à sou sa yo promet. Pa kite sa kwen nou, mwen insurance. Le mwa ale ko now sa nou an poko ka couvert pour dentiste ek pour vision. Mais nou te ka pale ek insurance company because sa kay cause premium la pou moute pli ho. But le mwa yo e docteur, mwen prezante yo ka ban form, nga plen form la, nga mene ba insurance la ka ban check. Sa nou ka fe la, kay pliye zetim, because chaque moun kay ni a 4. But 4 la se only pour santé, only pour sou ay visite docteur, sou fan l'opération, sou ale passant, yo vo ay fan scan, MRI, blood test, n'importe côté de la vini pour santé. C'est ça y kay couvert. So mwen vle Saint-Lucien ouvert 4 chilio. Et tout ces noms les ba parti qui en position qui ka di moun sa pa kay fait là yo tout ni health insurance yo même le yo malade c'est pas ici yo kay ouais docteur moi inclus dans tout team so ma tiye comme nous tout qui sa afford ka garder pour santé nous à dans différentes manières so ça flambeau ka proposer et ben ka offert Saint-Lucien. C'est un health insurance qui kay couvert tout le monde. Moun qui ka travaille et qui sa contribute yo kay fa contribution et moun na yo ka travaille bay la kay paye différence la. Si yo kite job sa et yo ala dans l'autre job, yo pa kay ped coverage yo. Si yo ped travail yo, di what insurance la du yo pa travail, yo pa une personne pour payer gouvernement kay aide en paiement. C'est pour ça gouvernement ka met $40 millions en insurance là pour commencer. Il kay opowe même kon National Insurance Corporation nan la qui ka paye tous les mois ka paye tout moun qui pension ek bay. So c'est oni moun qui malade. So an di pour l'année c'est 30,000 moun qui malade. Celle-là, insurance la kay paye, c'est pour 30,000 moun ça. Tout l'estan moun nan qui pas malade là, l'année a vie commencer l'argent ni pour vie paye. An point kohantim. You have your card in.
Yeah.
If you don't get into an accident when your insurance is due, can you go and claim from the insurance?
No, you can't, no.
You cannot. It's only now. Will you go and get into an accident just to claim from the insurance? That would be foolish.
Yeah.
So people are not going to make themselves sick just to go and claim from insurance. So I want to assure St. Lucians, every first world country they have some kind of health insurance in place for their citizens. And it's against this backdrop thing that when we said we are going to make world-class healthcare available, affordable, quality healthcare, that is one of the commitments of UWP, and we are going to deliver by the government putting in the first $40 million to get the health insurance off the ground and operating. Tim, I hope that clarifies to people, is not 75,000 government is giving people. It is insurance coverage, and it is insurance coverage that can only be claimed for medical purposes.
Deputy Political Leader of the Opposition, UWP, in that call to NewsSpin yesterday, Mr. Guy Joseph has opened the lines to take your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. In the meantime, Unicommerce OECS wishes to inform the public that all the retail stores across the islands will close early today. That's at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And the company would like to apologize for any inconvenience caused. I'd like to thank you for your understanding once again. Unicommerce OECS wishes to inform the public that all the retail stores across the islands will close early today at 2 p.m. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Poleon.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
This is your friend from Singapore.
Yes,
Remember
sir.
this guy?
I recognize the voice. Yes. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and yourself? Good afternoon,
I'm okay.
the young lady.
Good afternoon, caller.
I am calling this afternoon to clarify and to help our people understand insurance, because lots of people have done it, and it seems there are people out there, such as the Minister of Health, which I find to be a wicked person, to make this kind of statement, trying to plant doubt in the minds of the less or least informed about what this opposition party right now, the UWP, is proposing. Now, whoever wants to call and say I'm talking nonsense, they can do so, because I don't depend or will not be depending on this insurance that this government is proposing. When I get sick, just like all these ministers, I get on the plane and I fly north. I'm fully covered. I did a knee replacement surgery. It cost $100,000 US. It didn't cost me from my pocket 1 penny. So for those of you people out there who are laughing and listening to your present Minister of Health and putting doubts in your mind, you better begin to change your mind. Health insurance is a very important thing in your life. You may not insure your car, but you better insure your health. Okay? And when they're trying to tell you that the government is going to put out $75,000, that is not the way insurance works. I have my own private medical insurance in the United States. I have Medicare in the United States that covered my life insurance, my medical insurance, right? And when I get sick, the $100,000 that covered my knee replacement didn't come out of my pocket. I don't pay $100,000 a year for healthcare insurance. But when the time came and I needed a knee replacement, collectively, the insurance company covered my $100,000 because I was, qualified for it. So people, please, if nothing else you're voting for, you better vote for your health and support the health insurance that the United Workers' Party is proposing to put in place, simple word, put in place when they get in office, so that when you get sick, you wouldn't have to go and stand up by Massey and ask me when I'm passing and put a sheet of paper in my face and say, sir, I have this insurance, this surgery, and it's going to cost me how much money, and I have to go to Martinique. You wouldn't have to do that. And you wouldn't have to put out $75,000 a year, nor will the government have. This is the coverage. This is what the insurance company is going to cover if you get sick. So if you get sick, you walk in like I do, I have a card, a medical card that I have to show when I go to my doctors and what have you, right? When you show your card, depending on what kind of medical attention or service you need, right, the doctor is going to give you the service and charge the insurance company. And if it's $10 it costs for his service, that's what they're going to pay. If it's $50, that's what they're going to pay. My knee costs $100,000. That is what the insurance paid to the doctor and the hospital, which my surgeon used to do my surgery. Please, people, wake up. Stop thinking red and yellow. Look at the what is being put to you, what the promise is, and study it and see how important it is to your life. Get up, wake up, St. Lucians. You see, this is why sometimes I say my people love to be in the mud. They believe half a loaf is better than all this nonsense they hear, and because they are narrow-minded. We don't think. It's all about party. It's not party. Your health has nothing to do with the party. When you get sick, none of the parties, whether it's yellow or red or blue, is going to pay for your medical bill. If you have a government who is going to propose this and pass legislation so you can have a card in your pocket, then when you get sick, you don't have to think, oh, I don't have the money to see the doctor. You walk straight, you make an appointment, you go to the doctor, you present your card, and you get your medical service. This is all I have to say today, and I hope my people understand that. If you don't vote for anything else, if you don't want to reduce the price of gas in the pump, if you continue want to pay for more for bread or for your cooking gas or what have you, that's your business. But you see your life, you see your health, that is the most important thing in your life. And if you don't want to vote for that, that's your business. When I feel sick, I get on the plane and I fly north. Thank you, Mr. Poleon.
Okay, caller, thank you so much for your contribution. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, it is correct and very common that some patients have to get someone to go to an outside pharmacy for some of the medication. Let's take a call. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Poleon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, as a young person, I'm just pleased to say that $75,000 health insurance is a good thing. But what that can convince me this time, the leader of the opposition is being honest about it. Because he promised this same $75,000 health insurance in 2016, and he said by the end of 2019 it will be implemented, and it never happened. So what can convince me this time the leader of the opposition is being honest about the $75,000 health insurance?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling, sir. Let's take another call. Hello and good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Yeah, Tim, I'm just a citizen of St. Lucia.
Yeah.
And I think I have been quiet for a very long time. And I just want to add my 2 cents to what is going on about the health insurance that the United Workers' Party is proposing.
Mm-hmm.
I am not saying that people have to be forced to vote for whoever that they want. Everybody has a free will. God gave us a free will to choose between him and the devil. And we have a free will to choose which party we want to represent us. But I'm just saying to St. Lucians, it is time that we become open-minded. It is time that we open our eyes around and scan our environment, see what is happening in our environment. You cannot be living in this world of today, in this type of economic hardship that we are in, if you cannot take care of your health. We cannot be begging all day long, all week long, with some shits in our hands trying to raise funds. Sometimes before the person can get that money, the person dies. And that's how it goes on an everyday basis. I had my son who was sick here, and they couldn't do anything for him. Though they did not want to give me a referral to travel with him to Matnik, I took it up on my own, and I went across to Matnik with my child. When we reached Matnik, Tim, by the time we reached there from the plane, the child was so sick that he could barely make it to the terminal. As soon as he reached, they came for him with a wheelchair. They said to me, "We are going to call for emergency for him." I am thinking, well, they're going to send us out of the terminal somewhere to a hospital. And you know what? That emergency room was right up on the airport, on the upper floor, right there on the upper floor. And my child got the medical attention he needed. He got the referral that they did not want to give me right here in St. Lucia. I got 2 referrals for him to see 2 doctors in Matnik. And you know what was very amazing when I got to Matnik? I was living with a niece of mine. And whilst I was there, the young lady got a call. And she said to me, "Auntie, guess what? They are calling us to come for our checkup." I said, "What checkup?" She said, "Our dental checkup." I said, "Who's calling?" She said, "From the insurance." I said, "What insurance?" She said, "Auntie, everybody in Matnik has an insurance card. You use it to go to the doctor." And then I began asking questions, and how do they replenish it and whatnot. And this is working so well in Matnik. Nobody in Matnik who's documented can say, "I am sick and I do not have money to go to the doctor." Nobody. Everybody's saying, "Go." And this is a St. Lucian, and she has her card. So I want to say to St. Lucians, you cannot prefer politicians than yourself. And even some party hacks who are telling the people that this cannot work. This is foolish talking, foolish thinking. Ignorant people say these things. Sorry about that. Because when you have an insurance, if it was $75,000, you don't have to have $75,000 at one time. So many people have insurances in St. Lucia. They should not be fooling the people who do not understand how insurances work so blatantly. And if these politicians really love St. Lucians, they would see that it is necessary that every St. Lucian has a health insurance. You have a health insurance, sometimes it worth $200,000. Your premium is about $200 up to $300 a month. But if something is to happen to you, you are covered up to that amount. This is your ceiling. Qui manière St. Lucien ni autant tête oued yo pas sa kopon qui manière un insurance ka travail. Because your halabitil kakuyene yo tellement ek tout bêtise an zo yo. Tim, I have never been one who believes that only one set of people should rule that country. I am ready to work with whoever wants to work. Once you want to work, you are not damn lazy. I'm ready to support you and work with you. Too often these guys, they present a manifesto. And these manifestos are just written with black ink on paper. Ask them, what is it that they are doing with these manifestos after the elections? Most of them, nothing or very little. And yet St. Lucians refuse to hold these people responsible. If you make a promise, you have to live up to your promise. If you cannot achieve what you have put on your manifesto, you have the responsibility to come out and show me what you did, why you could not achieve what you said, and then we move on from there. But we accept this foolishness from these politicians, all of them, I don't care which party they are on, and nobody says a thing. Whoever that they are supporting, they support them blindly. So they prefer them more than their own children. They prefer them more than themselves. They are ready to lose their souls for them. Because some of them, don't fool yourself, they have all sorts of vices doing for these politicians. Aren't we thinking of the afterlife? Do we think that our life finishes when we are done on earth? If we are doing so, it means that we are not Christians, if that's how we are thinking. Will politicians save you? Will the Lord ask you about the politicians when you die? They will ask you about your own, the Lord will ask you about your own sins. Your own sins. It is time that St. Lucians wake up. Choose what is best for yourself. If they are not good, put their backside out when the next 5 years come or before that. But we cannot sit there and take all foolishness with people. I looked at this handover ceremony on television, Tim, and I was so annoyed because I am saying that it was more or less like a political meeting. something of national development. How can you have people dressed in red? Wasn't there a dress code? I know when you receive invitations, most times they tell you how to dress. There's a dress code. What is going on in St. Lucia? What is going on in St. Lucia? Why are we being so devious? And the politicians themselves, they are very devious. They believe that they are very conniving. They believe that they can fool everybody in St. Lucia. Everybody. Insulting people's intelligence. People like me sometimes refrain from talking, but there are times you have to talk. And let me say something, Tim. During the time of COVID, I braved the conditions that was going on during the time of COVID in 2020. My daughter was sick and I needed to get to her in the US. And I took my chances and I went up there. And let me tell you, Tim, when I got to the airport in Atlanta, that was the time I think I ever felt so good about my country. When I got there, they had different checkpoints. Somebody checked me first. By the time they saw I was St. Lucia, when somebody else, another group of people were trying to check me, the first set shouted, "She's okay, she's from St. Lucia, let her through." And I was so proud because St. Lucia had so many protocols for COVID because Minister Shasnik was concerned about the health of people. And I needed to say that a long time ago. And I had not really gotten the opportunity to say it, but today I'm saying it. The man's protocols were at top notch, trying to prevent COVID from entering his country. When I was going back, I had more problems. When I got to the airport, when they had different checkpoints again, somebody checked and they saw that I was from St. Lucia. The lady shouted, "We have a St. Lucian here. She needs to be put forward because she will not make it for the plane. Too many things to check." They pushed me through and I still missed my plane that day. I had to return the next day. You see what I'm telling you? We need to learn when people care about us that we have to appreciate it. I don't care who Mr. Shasne is, whether he's white, black, gray, green, that's not my business. The fact is he has demonstrated that he can think on his feet. He has demonstrated that he cares for the people of the country. These are the things that I see about him. And people talk about white, yellow, green. Let me just let St. Lucians know that if they know their history, they would not be speaking about that foolishness. Because slaves gained their freedom with the help of white people. Left to them alone, they could have never gained their freedom. Because they were not respected, they were nobody. There are white people who died fighting for the freedom of slaves. So what are we talking about when we try to discriminate between white and black in our little St. Lucia? And Tim, another foolishness that's going on, when one administration starts a project, whether it is good or not, they abandon it. You think our little country like St. Lucia has the resources to be doing this foolishness? St. Lucians, wake up. Think of your children, think of your grandchildren, and make the best choices. Thank you very much for your time, Tim.
Appreciate, ma'am. It was worthwhile. Riveting contribution from this caller. Amanda, good afternoon to you. What is happening in the chat room?
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, NewsSpin. Tim, a few comments here via Facebook. Someone says, exactly what was expected and promised was a hospital fully functional and operational. Commentary reads, the Labour supporters are making excuses for the fiasco that took place on Sunday. Now they want to talk about horses and racetrack. And NewsSpinner says their SLP supporters are on Facebook saying that they are happy that the Prime Minister opened up the hospital on Sunday. But the same Prime Minister is saying that it is a building that was handed over. So SLP supporters, what do you know that the Prime Minister does not know? Someone says here, did we ever get a timeline on the commissioning of St. Jude? Commentary reads, right now is an opportune time to open a timber facility and a printing shop. Money is there to be made. Someone says there is the year of infrastructure still going on, or a NewsSpinner says here, so SLP hacks don't have either vehicular, life, health or house insurance. They have no idea how insurance works. Another commentary says a health and security tax still on us that we were lied to about, and people are expecting the health care system to be better when that tax never went into health and security. Someone says they want vouchers instead of health insurance. A commentary reads via Facebook, tell them to shut up. The guy made an effort to call to sound the bell. Tell us firsthand what is going on, but we are in denial. We are so buried in red and yellow we cannot understand what is going on. We are numb to the message the gentleman is sharing. I know a young lady dying right now from bone cancer, a curable cancer, a bone marrow transplant, but she cannot get that. So the cure for... Yet we are red and ready. Shake my head, keep being red and ready. A NewsSpinner says our St. Lucians need to open their eyes and vote for this health insurance policy and stop putting politicians over themselves. While we suffer from poor healthcare, their political leaders has used up the resources to put proper healthcare in place for themselves. Another commentary reads, health is wealth. They could not implement UHC. Not even the elderly among us can cover their medical expenses. Yet they're making it rain at rallies and all political gimmick affairs. Commentary reads, it also works very well in other Caribbean countries. St. Lucians need to open their minds to the possibilities and stop allowing politics to hold them back. A few comments here via YouTube. Someone says here, Health Minister, why is there no medication at the hospitals? Someone says here, let's not forget the difference between PJP and previous governments. As far as the hospital is concerned, PJP is the only one that implemented a health and security tax. A NewsSpinner says here via YouTube, the 2.5% health and security levy, what is the government doing with it? Minister of Finance, what is going on with this revenue that is being collected from it? Where is it being allocated? Commentary says, we need the CMO or Mr. Kenton Casimir to urgently address why the Grosile Polyclinic Pharmacy is only accepting 10 patients and why the Grand Riviere Pharmacy has been closed for 2 weeks. This is a very serious issue affecting people who depend on these services, and the public explanation or call is needed immediately. Commentary via YouTube, it reads, the 2.5% tax was supposed to be for 2 years and was supposed to end in August. And the commentary reads, they prefer doing a barbecue to raise funds while they are in the hospital suffering. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. We have another call. As we say, good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, team. Good afternoon to Amanda.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon, caller.
I just want to give my 2 cents on basically what's happening in the country. And I'm a first-time caller.
Mm-hmm.
And I live within the vicinity of between Bocas and Marshall. I want to ask the people of Marshall, what have Mr. Pierre done for them in the last 20 to 25 or 30 years? I'd like to ask most people who have the handouts on the street, how do they pay the bills in terms of insurance when it comes to medical? You go to the pharmacist, it's expensive. You go to our local hospitals, including the one in Grosile. I went there and the pharmacy was closed for 2 weeks. Explain that to me. When you have a minister of education, a minister of health, a minister of this, a minister of that. I don't get it. Simple thing is just take the insurance. Most St. Lucians do not have no insurance. They all around the place in all in parties. St. Lucian, please, 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 look at yourselves. Look at your surroundings. All the politicians, they have insurance. Who did pay a flight to Martinique the day he or she was getting themselves into the situation? Ask yourself those questions. Pay a flight them without the benefit of a doubt. You just fly them there. But people don't see that. There's nothing like red or green. If they don't do the $75,000 insurance, you vote them out. You have to now hold people accountable for what they tell us. Stop dwelling on things that is just nonsense. Don't let them put peanuts in your head. Don't let them tell you any little nonsense. It is your life. It is your health. At the end of the day, when you are sick and you go to them, you're not going to find them. So make sure you do the right choice. I can't tell you who to vote, but I travel the world and I can tell you insurance is a must. And most places and most countries, after that COVID, you don't have insurance, you don't get in. Insurance is very important, my people of St. Lucia. Please make the right choice. Team, I thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Regarding the exceptional contribution that was made by the previous female caller, somebody says, Tim, you have to play this lady's contribution tomorrow and every day because she presented herself well, articulated our concerns, and was on the ball. St. Lucia needs to hear her. And the gentleman at the OKEU, he cannot be more truthful than that. Another call. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Okay.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Tim, I wanted to talk about, this is the press secretary from the KKRR show. I just wanted to talk about the $75,000 health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
To me, in my view, if I were to vote against that, me as a person, I would feel stupid after to vote against that. Tim, that insurance means so much to every single St. Lucian. This would attract healthcare professionals from all over the world to come to work and provide services, specialized services in St. Lucia. We have people who have to travel, like the gentleman who called, have to travel to other countries to go get medical assistance. This would actually attract those specialists to come into St. Lucia to work. Not only the doctors would make more money, okay? It's revenue for the doctors, it's revenue for the hospitals. This would sustain our hospitals. No longer would people have to go to the hospital and wonder, are there gauze, are there dressings, is there medication at the hospital? Because all of these things, because hospital bills are being paid by the insurance, we'll be able to sustain our hospital and keep it running at a good capacity and keep it running and favorable not only for the patients but for the doctors and the nurses who work there. Because just imagine you're a nurse or you're a doctor and you have to tell a patient, call your mother, call your father, call your cousin, call your nene to come to dress you, to come to clean you, to go to the pharmacy to buy supplies, to take care of you at the hospital. Just imagine the feeling that you have as a provider, as a healthcare professional, having to say that to somebody who is suffering. Imagine yourself as the person who's laying in the hospital bed. Sometimes the accident, whatever happened to you, you don't even have money in your pocket at the time when it happened to you. And you have to think, after you have to think about being sick, you have to think about how you're going to survive, where you're going to get the dollar. Some of these people have children at school. They have to think about how these children are going to continue to go to school, how their families are going to take care of themselves while the breadwinner, is laying in the hospital. Just imagine what that $75,000 coverage for healthcare can do for us as a nation, as a people. It will upgrade us. And I thought about it. I thought about preventative care. Right now, we do not have proper preventative care in the country because people avoid going to the doctor because some of us really and truly just cannot afford it. But now you can go and do your annual checkup, your bi-yearly checkup. You can go and do your 3-month checkup. If you're pre-diabetic, you can work with your provider to get you out of the pre-diabetes zone. Preventative care. So what I have to say on it, Tim, is that every single St. Lucian should go out, whether you have private insurance or not. Think about your children, the generations to come. Think about all of them, and let's put St. Lucia on the map. Let us bring St. Lucia forward, because without health, we have nothing. We have nothing. The education, none of these things can come if we do not have proper health in our country. Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you so much for calling. And the lady identified herself as the press secretary of the KKR show. Thanks for calling. That's the first. NewsSpin has been on for over 2 decades. We don't have any press secretary. We'll have to emulate that one in the new year. All right, somebody says there via WhatsApp, Tim, many Lucians rather barbecue or dance to raise funds when someone needs medical care urgently. Health insurance is the way to go for the country, especially since St. Lucia has the highest rate of diabetes per capita. And let's see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages to go through. Okay, let's take a call. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you on the air.
Hey, Timothy, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
I'd like to echo the words just like the few other callers before.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I need and I support the implementation of the health insurance. And to the young man who called earlier on, I want him to take into perspective what has been happening around him and what can be still happening in the near future if we choose the wrong leadership for this country in the next elections. Imagine this young man, you may be riding your favorite motorcycle. I don't know if you do or don't, but what if you end up in an accident and you cannot afford to be cared for in the hospital? What if there's another unfortunate incident whereby you receive injury caused on the part of someone else, targeting you for someone else, or otherwise, you may just need that health insurance, I say those examples because those are current situations that we have experienced in the country. And if we choose the wrong leadership, some of those things may just continue. So, young man, you mentioned you waited until 2019. We are now in 2025. Between 2019 and now 2025, there's a lot of time that you could have learned more from then up until now. So make the right decision. Select the right leadership for you, the entire country, your family in the next elections. Thank you, Timothy.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let's see if we have another call. This time somebody is calling from France. Hello. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello.
Oui, bon Tim.
Oui. Bon après-midi.
Bon après-midi, je suis en France.
Oui. D'accord.
Tim, tout le monde a nous cette ici. Nous pas qu'à voter bas comme nous qu'à voter bas parti, ouais. Parce que Tim, dans le pays, pour pas ni l'assurance, bas santo, comment nous y est, Tim, dis-moi. Dans qui pays nous qu'à vivre là? Là, moi, qu'à pouti, malheureux qu'à prendre moi en cette ici parce que yo pas capable de payer l'argent pour insurance, pour santé. Parce que nous, cette ici, nous pas qu'à faire, c'est beaucoup ça là, respecter nous. Parce que moi, tant comme mes paroles, si Philippe J. pas fini l'hôpital là, il y a un homme qui dit qu'il va quitter la politique. Oui, moi, tant ni, pour qui nous pas qu'à faire ces boucs ça là, respecter nous en pays ça. Respecter nous en pays ça, parce que nous bousez. Nous bousez santé à faire, parce que si nous pas de santé, comment on va vivre? Il peut unir toute l'argent ou li, si nous pas de santé, comment on va vivre? Mais c'est cette ici. Pas coûter ces boucs ça là qu'à craindre les autres encore. Parce que ou l'autre pays, moun qui ka travailler, ka payer, bah ça qui pas ka travailler. Des fois nous qui ka travailler pas même nous pas même arriver toucher. Là si on ça, nous qui ka travailler. Ça qui ka travailler, ka payer, fond ça là ka venir pour ça qui pas ka même manière ka servir pour ça moun qui pas ça travailler. Comprendre? C'est beaucoup ça là pas veut dire la vérité mais ils savent ça ouais. Ils savent ça nous mériter ça, ils savent. Comme ils pas ni plan, ils pas ni objectif pour ça, mettez plan ça là en l'état là-bas. Nous cette ici, ils ka jouer en l'esprit nous en pays ça ouais. Ils ka jouer en l'esprit nous en pays ça. Pour qui jusqu'au pour vieux mettre acide là encore. Vieux mettre acide là encore en l'autre 5 ans. Bon. Mais c'est moi, quand madame parle italien là, avec madame, ça m'a pas crédit clé. Là, moi, j'étais en Covid en France. Mais c'est les gens cette ici. Yo t'es activité, c'est les moi t'es cassé ouais dans le cahier. Mon pas de ça sorti dehors. Nous t'es c'est dans le cahier, nous pas de ça sorti dehors frère. Et pour nous, gens cette ici. Vle di moi nous quitter ces boucs ça là connaît nous fait nous acide mettez kon nous là oui une jeune maladie et nous fini jusqu'au puis te mette corps yo acide là. Et qui ça nous joine? Rien. Rien, maman, il est pour autres. Vote bas cause autres, pas vote bas parti. Vote bas cause autres, vote bas santé autres. Vote bas sacatoué en bout autres. C'est pour que ça les acide là. Yo pas mêlé pour encore. Yo pas mêlé pour encore. Vote pour Santo. C'est ça moi te dois après-midi à Spin.
Bon, tu m'as dit côté où sorti en Saint-Lucie?
Moi sorti en Valais à Fermin.
En Valais, OK. Et puis combien l'année combien de temps vous avez resté en France actuellement?
Ben moi mon monte en France depuis à l'âge de 19 ans frère. Moi ni 50.
OK.
Moi ni mathématique moi de 19 ans là moi ni 56 ans.
Ça qui 56 ans. 56?
56 ouais.
OK. All right, merci beaucoup Yek, merci pour écouter NewsSpin tout en France.
Tout clair, moi toujours qu'à écouter tout clair.
All right.
Pour commencer moi là.
OK. Nous allons parler encore. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It is called NewsSpin. Unicom OECS wishes to inform the public that all the retail stores across the islands will close early today. That's at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And they would like to apologize for any inconvenience caused and would like to thank you for your understanding. Shop directly from the U.S. with Smack Freight International. Vehicles, heavy equipment, tools, parts, building materials, commercial equipment, office equipment, furniture, personal goods, home goods, shoes, clothing, restaurant equipment and supplies, uniforms, and so much more. Smack Freight International also offers a broad selection of top quality products with real-time availability and fast delivery. It's simple. Whatever you buy, buy it for less at Smack Freight. Smack Freight is now serving the Caribbean. WhatsApp them today at 1737-409-4048. Once again, WhatsApp them today at 1737-409-4048 or visit their website at smackfreight.com. Still to come, we'll be hearing from one Pastor Elwin St. Rose.
What if the next drop is the last? St. Lucia is facing longer, more intense dry spells, and our water sources are drying up. And when the rains come, they come harder and faster, damaging our homes and disrupting our water supply. But we can change the outcome. By conserving water and protecting our sources, every small action adds up. WASCO, working in collaboration with the Water Resource Management Agency, is committed to securing our water future. But we need your help. Together, we can protect our water, our health, and our future. One small step can make a big impact. Let's secure our water and secure our future. For more information, visit wascostlucia.com.
Yeah, man. Great job, guys. I love it.
Yeah, man. You guys see how the place starting to look nice?
Not just nice. This STEP program creates a safer and healthier community for all of us to live in. CIP is doing so many good things in the communities and providing jobs for us. It's a win-win for everyone. I am the I in CIP.
I am the I in CIP. It's about our citizenship by investment program.
KFC, yo, we back with the vibe. Strips and dip combo, flavor that tries. Free crispy strips, fries on the side. 16-ounce drink, sauce for the ride. Order for 25, deal so nice. Go down and crunchy, can't think twice. Barbecue, honey, mustard ranch if you wish. Dip it, dunk it, finger licking bliss. KFC, brand new flavor. Set the mood, strips and dip is back, finger licking good.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for Toombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Are you ready? Get set. Let's go green with Loose Select. No more paper, no more mess. Easy billing, no stress. Use my account to pay online. Pay your bill at any time. Get the stress off your mind. No more standing in line.
Visit LoosSelect.com today and sign up to my account to pay your bill. Request a temporary or new connection or switch an account to your tenant's name. Do it all online.
Personal, paperless. Use the virtual service desk. Are you ready? Get set. Let's go green with Loose Select.
Chronic back pain, arthritis, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, even painful cramps. These conditions affect daily life, but you don't have to live with pain. Every day matters when it comes to your health. At La Clinique du Corps, we provide fast, accurate diagnosis with advanced GE-certified MRI technology and internationally recognized specialists. Our focus is safe, effective treatment that restores mobility, relieves pain, and gives you back your quality of life. Call 451-6559 today. 451-6559. La Clinique du Corps, because time is vital in health.
If you're working for a while, come by Courts and make you smile. Courts Black Friday come around. We are the best prices in town. Black Friday starts now at Courts. Yeah, it's back. Courts Black Friday. I tell you, hurry fast. Traffic on the highway. You know we got unbeatable prices. And furniture, electronics, and appliances. Are you coming? Say yeah. Weekly prices. Biggest and best deals of this season. Shop and credit to win big. And pay nothing until next year, January. Clock out and come down to Courts. Courts already load. Courts already load. Black Friday starts. Courts already load. And go when Black Friday come out.
At First National Bank, we believe being first means putting you first. Your first home, we've got the mortgage. Starting your first business, count on our commercial loans. Dreaming of your first car? Drive it home today. Heading to college? Let's fund that first big step with a student loan. No matter the milestone, make First National Bank your first choice for all your loan needs. First in service, first in trust, first for you. Call us at 455-7000 or visit your nearest First National Bank branch today so we can help put you first. First National Bank, here for you.
At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, we offer high-quality products from Martinique, and our ready mix is made with casting sand, not regular pumice. Compared to regular pumice, casting sand saves you in your cement use. At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, our materials come from porcelain stones, which is used as an additive in creating cement. Caribbean Pastouche Limited is located in Bexar, behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastouche Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
This Christmas, Flo's making the season merrier when you add postpaid to internet. Unwrap a new smartphone for only $29. Plus, we're giving you 50% off your mobile bill. And win even more goodies with our Spin the Wheel Christmas promotion. This Christmas, the rewards are on us. Add postpaid to your internet plan today in-store or visit discoverflow.co for more info. Terms and conditions apply. Flo, we keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
Every day, St. Lucian women give everything to their families, communities, and dreams. Yet breast cancer still claims too many lives. Now, St. Lucia is making history. For the first time, state-of-the-art 3D mammography is available right here at home. Donated by the World Bank through the Health Sector Support Program, these advanced machines are a major step forward in universal health coverage, and they're free. Women 40 and older or younger, if at risk, can access this life-saving service. Visit your local wellness center for a referral. Early detection saves lives. free mammograms, universal coverage. Your wellness center is your first step.
Browell, located on High Street in Castries, next to the courthouse and electoral office, and opposite the Castries Comprehensive School, is having a massive clearance sale. Prices have been slashed by so much, it's ridiculous. We're talking 30 to 60% off electrical and plumbing items until stocks last. Whether it's a do-it-yourself fixer-upper or a full household project, come in and save big with Browell. There's never been a better time to come down to Browell for savings on electrical, plumbing, and other hardware items. See you there. Browell, located on High Street, Castries, next to the courthouse and electoral office, and opposite the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School. Sale on until stocks last. Sale starts Tuesday, November 25th.
The following is a paid political advertisement.
We can get a better government than SLP. And we are proud to be under SLP.
The Youth Economy Agency.
You can actually see what Sean is doing.
This government, they're doing very good.
Alva ka fan shy, Alva, oh, pas à complain. Alva a delivery. Et nous pas à complain. Ka delivery tout partout.
Mr. King is doing good.
I think you must meet you on the club.
He's a very humble person.
A lot of good things they're doing.
He's not there for only the East Castries, he's there for everybody, the entire St. Lucia.
All I know, the way I seen it, King is the right person we have in place.
Everybody that come to him, he never refused it.
From the time he entered in 2011, we cannot complain, and this is why I'm telling everyone, Sean again.
But Mr. Shastley is there. I don't want them to get back in power.
I wish they would put Guy and the rest is all cool. Put them model for me, please.
Them guys are there, all the team, Shastley, he seem all is the same thing. None never tell him what he do is not right. We're going forward, not backward. I don't want to see them on my TV, on my phone. No, I don't want to Shastley.
I like to see how they working.
I'm trying to speak to who I know that's crumble to see if I can change things. To see if I can do it, because I know it's doing very well in Super.
Mr. King to the fullest. The moon is ready and we're ready.
I feel actually great about you.
Everything is working proper in the community.
I want you all of St. Lucia to vote with Papa.
We vote Philippe J. Pierre.
I don't have nothing to complain about.
I am one of the beneficiaries of that. I'm the only university graduate of my family, my household. So I'm very pleased when the Prime Minister said one university graduate from each household. So I'm one of those.
The choice is clear.
For myself, the semi-pro football itself is very good for St. Lucia.
There are young people who want to go and play football, but now that you're getting something for it. So it's promoting you, like it's making you feel wonderful and things. So to know you're playing for a cause, you're getting a little money and things. So
we are intelligent people.
You have your children that were just sitting by the roadside with lots of ideas. And now these ideas can be changed into businesses.
Everything going good in St. Lucia.
Gouvernement, mon tapé gouvernement a fait un bon travail.
The choice is very clear. No change is required. We are staying with Labour.
This was a paid political advertisement.
All of us have ideas, but ideas without money goes nowhere. That's why the UWP is stepping in with up to $25,000 in grants. Real seed money for creative minds, digital hustlers, farmers, stylists, content creators, anybody ready to build something. No loans, no stress, just opportunity. On December 1st, vote for youth entrepreneurship backed by financing. Vote the United Workers' Party.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world, where we continue with your calls and your WhatsApp messages. Once again, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. You remember my good friend Elwin St. Rose. some people call him Pastor Elwin St. Rose, made his debut, I think it was either on NewsSpin or Newsmaker Live, about a year ago. And we all know what transpired later. He could not have won the candidacy to contest the ancillary cannery seat on a United Workers' Party ticket. So in March of this year, on Newsmaker Live, the DBS special, he announced his candidacy as an independent candidate. Let's listen.
Tonight I am making my announcement that I am an official independent contender for the ancillary canneries constituency. I want my people to understand that, and I want them to hear that. I am an independent candidate. Tonight I am making my announcement that I am an official independent contender for the ancillary canneries constituency. I want my people to understand that, and I want them to hear that. I am an independent candidate.
Announcement made in March of this year. Well, he has changed his mind, and this is a statement that he made, I think it would have been either yesterday or earlier this week, whilst being on the platform of the St. Lucia Labour Party.
Why am I standing with Mr. Wenjira? Why am I standing with the St. Lucia Labour Party? I am standing with them because when I decided to run in 2022, that decision was not for me, it was for my people. When I realized I could not run with Flambeau, and I decided to run as an independent candidate, that decision was for my people. And then I got the opportunity to join forces with Mr. Wenjirad. That decision is still for my people and for St. Lucia.
It's all for the people of St. Lucia. So Mr. Elwin St. Rose is no longer an independent candidate for ancillary canneries. Instead, he has joined the campaign team headed by the outgoing MP for ancillary canneries, Mr. Wayne Girard. Let's continue with your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. What is happening in the chat room? Amanda King. Let's try to find out.
Tim, a few comments from earlier. Someone says, breaking news, Philip JP has summoned Roosevelt Scarrett from Dominica to come and help him. Scarrett is coming to St. Lucia tomorrow. That's according to a comment from the Facebook chat room. A NewsSpinner says here, all birds are crying for their soul. The SLP party acts are talking for their little contracts that they receive when the SLP is in power. They are the only ones, their mouth is horizontal, but everyone else's is vertical. A NewsSpinner says their SLP has measly billboards made from plywood which they could have used to improve housing for the Maliways they like to advocate for. Someone says there it makes no sense to explain to SLP followers all they know is the color red. People who understand the importance of our future should just make sure they come out on December 1st. Commentary reads, the misinformed among us are holding the more progressive ones back. Someone says here, it's a bit of a long one. So Philip JP and his ministers claimed since 2016 that St. Jude only needed a splash of chemical. They won the 2021 election, yet spent the next 4.5 years pouring millions into a set of cabins that were never fit for purpose. And now colorblinded supporters are trying to justify this level of waste. Really? Have we sunk so low that we can't see the injustice surrounding the so-called hospital and the cash cow it has become? St. Lucians, especially those in the south, deserves better than excuses and political spin. We deserve a real hospital, not decades of mismanagement, not a rushed grand opening of a building that is not yet a hospital. What's even more shocking is seeing some people, including those who are already ill and need proper medical care the most, chatting nonsense and defending this failure. It is heartbreaking to watch people settle for less when their own health and dignity are at stake. The South deserves honesty, accountability, and a fully functioning hospital, not political theatrics. Health is wealth. Let that sink in. A NewsSpinner says here via Facebook, I don't think the people of St. Lucia has understood and properly can wrap their minds around being in position of a first world country. A few comments here via YouTube. Someone says there, the UWP is offering an insurance health coverage for every citizen. The people have a choice to vote for it or vote against it. They voted for a hospital, they got a building. Saja Juen Chibi. Someone says they agree with that caller. 80% of St. Lucians cannot think for themselves, and these are the people Labour is targeting. Someone says that from time I'm a little boy, I'm hearing people have to go to Martinique and overseas for operation. Why can't St. Lucia have that?
Thank you so much, Amanda, for that update. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
And you and Amanda. I want to say something,
Good afternoon,
right?
caller.
This Mr. Sintrode guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for St. Lucians to open the eye. You see, this guy didn't get his way with UWP. Then he turned and he say he's independent. Now he is a Labour, right? So that to show you these guys, it's all about themselves and their pocket. These guys is not loyal to St. Lucia and the people of St. Lucia. And all I have to say to St. Lucian, open your all eyes. Don't vote for party. Vote for the future. Vote for your kids' future. And vote for a better St. Lucia. You understand? Because for the past 4 years, 4.5 years, it's just promises, and up to now, none of these promises cannot deliver. And the same thing they were saying about the UWP is the same thing these guys doing, are worse. Because they were saying UWP selling out the country. Who's selling out the country now? How can you sell a port? A port, you know, that is a country main income, and you sell it out to another country, another company, another whatever. Come on, St. Lucians. Open your all eye. And the 4th of December, vote Labour out of office. Labour Party is not a party for the people or for the country. It's about them, family, and friends. That's my contribution.
Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Let's see if we could get another call. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
How are you, sir?
I am okay. How about you?
I'm trying my best, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would like to ask you, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right. I need to ask you a question. Are you aware of how many thousand persons who have made it, who make the government? Is it between 45 and 50,000?
What? Explain. How many people form the government?
When a government is formed, sir.
Oh, okay. The number of people who voted for the government.
Yes.
Okay.
About how many people would normally be?
I think it is a case length. In the case of the UDP, 40,000 odd, and in the case of the St. Lucia Labour Party, close to 50,000. About that.
Right. Okay, that's understandable. Now, the other question I'm going to ask you is that when you become a CIP holder, okay, are you eligible to vote?
Yes, you're eligible to vote if you reside in St. Lucia for a certain period. I think maybe it's a couple months.
A couple months.
Yeah.
All right. Now, based on the passports that are being sold, sir, all right, I don't know how fair this election can be, but if we have to consider that, when you look at the amount of these passports being sold, these persons, they're not going to support the opposition. They're going to support the ruling government. And then now, here's a question, right? How can we determine this as a fair, a fair election? Because you see, right now we are outnumbered. You understand? So I just wanted, because I'm not hearing anybody talking about that, because the way I see it, what we're going to have, there are some of the people, I'm not certain, but I've heard that they're changing names and stuff like that. So you're going to have long lines, or a lot of lines in different communities. You're going to have a lot of white people there. You'll have black as well, but you may have a lot of white people.
Caller, not necessarily, caller. I don't think those people see themselves as so much part of the St. Lucian society that they would want to travel to St. Lucia to participate in the voting process. I don't have the facts surrounding that. I don't know. But I'm just guessing. I don't think that the majority of those people really care about it. A lot of those people who get our passports, they seldom travel to St. Lucia, you know. Okay, so they're not so interested in our politics, whether it's UWP or SLP. It really doesn't matter to them. They're not affected by what's happening in the country.
The reason why I'm saying so, because the party has said, the ruling government has said there'll be a lot of surprises after elections.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you look at that, at least to be certain, to make a statement like that, it would mean, right, that they are fully aware of the gain.
Mm-hmm.
That is why I decided to share that thought, to understand, exactly what would really happen if a certain amount of persons would come forward. Because we're no longer 180,000. You have to understand that.
Yeah.
We have gone up.
Yes.
So it is worth thinking about,
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
I get your point. I do get your point.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much for calling. Let's see if we get a call on the landline as we say hello and good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello, good afternoon.
Tim, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
Yeah, that will be my last call before after election. Tim, I have heard so much about healthcare. And surprisingly, to tell you, Tim, I bring somebody Wednesday last week at the stadium, the George Odlum Stadium.
Yeah.
And it was emergency, Tim. So while we reached there had a couple of people inside. So they bring an elderly lady. She looked like she was in her mid-50s, thereabouts. So they put her in the same room where I brought the patient. And Tim, suddenly the lady died there in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, there was only one doctor available, to see, because every now and then ambulance emergency bringing people. You just see about 10-person ambulance bring there. And just one doctor to assist these people. So I'm saying the lady that died a minute ago, second ago, there a while ago, if probably they had maybe, if you are dealing with a patient that are less, life-threatened, rather than just deal with that one, because you could see from the time they bring a lady, she could barely breathe in and whatsoever. And the lady passed there. And to make matters worse, Tim, they are adding a piece in the stadium in plywood. And I will send a photo for you on you so people on NewsSpin could see. I know that person may have already seen that happen. So they are adding a little piece in plywood when you go to the emergency, whatever they have there. They are adding a little piece in plywood. I think it's done now. I think it's even 3 beds or 4 beds thereabouts. So instead of moving the people in the stadium, they are adding on the stadium again. So it's like the stadium is the hospital for them. Now, quick, let me move quickly with that. Tim, the chairman called you this week and tell you the amount of billboards that have been built in the constituency. Yesterday, there was another 2 giant billboards in Micoud South again. So that is to show you the candidate in question have money to play with and money to deal with. But then that very same candidate have a stronghold between the Sheikh area, and you don't know that area, for Sheikh and T2 area. Some of the roads, Tim, are almost impossible, especially when you take into Fondé to go to Vieux-Fort North. That's for Nathaniel, the Bellevue area. That road, Tim, pothole is in a mess. But she's now engaged, and I don't know if it is central government money, but by all means, whatever they will do, it's fun. Billy doing a little road in T2, for Sheikh T2 area, and now telling the people on your ad, which the very same ad I am surprised you have not played that ad today, where she's telling the people of Micoud South how they should need to get them out, and will do this, almost like getting the people of Micoud South out of bondage. They have never seen, nothing has never been done. Tim, I don't have to tell you what Alan Chasney have done to the people of Micoud South. That is why they have stuck to him in 2 consecutive terms, and they will again do the very, very same thing, because there was project that already started in that constituency that they didn't have time get off the ground. And you know the Labour Party well. Once whether you're an MP and you're not in government, they're not going to give you any funding to do anything. They will just want to make you look bad, and then they will bring the candidate to make mileage on that. So the people of Mikot South, we don't want to beg and plead in too much. They know what to do. They know Labour Party have never done nothing for them in that constituency. And they will give Alan Shaftney the nod to become the full-time MP in that constituency and be Prime Minister to continue with the business of the country and put the health care. Like how many people call on the health care in that country? I support all the callers that call on the health care. And to make sure that Alan Shaftney continue that program. So St. Lucian would not have to go by Marcy every little piece of paper and can you sponsor $20, blah, blah, blah. There is one person in that constituency that have cancer, and they are trying to respond for that person. And I wish Alan Shaftney was Prime Minister and we have that healthcare thing. That person would have had a healthcare card insurance to see a doctor, and they would have never been. I doubt after that week raising fund if we probably might see that person anymore alive. It is just amazing, and we know what to do. On the 1st of December, the people that have a knowledge that are not going to be bought with a bottle of Bounty and a couple of red t-shirts will do the right decision and vote the United Workers' Party back to government to continue the business of this country. I thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Somebody just sent me information regarding the number of people who would have voted for the St. Lucia Labour Party in the last general election. That exact number is 49,541. 49,541. And the number of people who voted for the United Workers' Party is 37,481. 37,481. We will be speaking with somebody in just a moment. That individual is an independent candidate, so stand by for that. We'll be speaking with that individual momentarily as we try to see if we could go through as many of your messages as possible. And the man is already standing by with some of your comments via WhatsApp. Somebody says that, Tim, I thought Mr. St. Rose had a genuine concern about St. Lucia when he is to appear on your programs to expose all the ills of this administration. Now I'm convinced that he was doing it out of concern for his willingness to run for the United Workers' Party. Now that he is so disgruntled that he did not make it as the candidate, he has decided to join the St. Lucia Labour Party against the United Workers' Party. Well, what did a particular individual say, referring there to the one and only former St. Lucia Prime Minister, Dr. Kenny Anthony? Never be surprised regarding what happens in politics. Okay, never ever be surprised. So we're trying to establish contact with a particular individual. We want to hear from him regarding his plans for a particular constituency in the run-up to the island's next general election. And, for example, on Friday is nomination day, and he hopes to file his nomination papers so that he become a candidate. I think he's on the line. Let us say, okay, we lost that. We lost the individual. Okay, so we'll try to see if we can go through some of your messages. All right, somebody says there via WhatsApp, Tim, the Catholic Church in VA4 had a service this morning with the school children on island. Can you believe a SLP supporter was in all a red dress with a star sign, even her bag, shaking my head? Let's see if we could get some more of your messages. Okay, let's see there. Okay, all right. I think the individual is online. Let's see again, Mr. Producer. Good afternoon. Okay, we'll answer that call. Hello. Okay, all right. I think, just bear with me. We try to establish contact with that individual momentarily. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Okay, we lost him. All right, so in the meantime, we'll try to go through as many of your WhatsApp messages as possible. And somebody says there via WhatsApp, it reads, good day, Team Labour was giving checks last night in Soufrière. And let's see, another WhatsApp message. And somebody says there, okay, I think I read this one earlier on. Somebody says via WhatsApp, good afternoon, Tim. LOL. Mr. St. Rose is an opportunist. What is he looking for? Shaking my head. We take a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you on the air. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes. We are in the election. We are in the election season, and everybody's all hyped up and emotional, because of all the political noise that we have around. But we need to calm down. You understand? And what is happening? As for me, that does not affect me, because my decision as to who I'm voting for, is not determined by what is happening around me.
Mm-hmm.
I would have analyzed the performance of the government, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the tenure, I give them a grade. They pass or they fail. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Right? Yes, that is how it should be. I've positioned myself in such a way that I could objectively, come to a sensible decision. Because the future of St. Lucia lies in our hands. You understand what I'm saying? A good future for St. Lucia is a good future for us. And that is what people don't realize. You understand? They're about voting, people voting. It doesn't, let me tell you, it could be my brother. You understand? If you have not performed well, we're going to make a sensible choice, because we have to be thinking about St. Lucia. You understand what I'm saying? Right? When I graded this government, they have failed miserably. They have failed. You understand? Now, I cannot, in my good sense, vote them in again, because it does not make any sense. If I take a decision to go to vote these people in again, I'll be voting against myself. Right? I need to secure my future. Right? When I look at the UWP team, I see a set of guys who are fully capable of taking St. Lucia into the future with St. Lucia standing on both feet. A very strong, there's a very good, strong promise for St. Lucia, because these guys are fully capable. When I see the caliber of men that are put together, I see that the great potential in them, right? Now, plus, we have a man at the helm who have been proven and tested. You understand what I'm saying? He has been proven and tested, right? Alan Chasney not only has the capability of running St. Lucia, he has the capability of handling the OCS. And we should be proud of such an individual. So we need to sit back and think a little, think a bit, you understand? And don't get influenced by this, emotions and things like that. We need to vote, think of St. Lucia, put St. Lucia first. You understand? Before we just, emotionally just go in and vote and say that's my party and this is. No, that it should not be the approach. If we make the mistake, right, and put these guys back in there, let me tell you something. The future will be very bleak for this country. We have seen what they have to offer. And what we have in front of us, we have a brighter future. We have a man who has been proven and tested, right? He has the capability. Let us give him the opportunity, right, to take St. Lucia forward, right? A word to the wise is sufficient thing. Thank you very much.
Okay, caller, thank you so much for your contribution. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Still to come, we have the NewsSpin question of the day, as well as the NewsSpin news of the day. We'll also have a final update from Amanda King. Shop directly from the U.S. with Smack Freight International. Vehicles, heavy equipment, tools, parts, building materials, commercial equipment, office equipment, furniture, personal goods, home goods, shoes, clothing, restaurant equipment and supplies, uniforms, and so much more. Smack Freight International also offers a broad selection of top quality products with real-time availability and fast delivery. It is simple. Whatever you buy it for less at Smack Freight. Smack Freight is now serving the Caribbean. WhatsApp them today at 1737-409-4048. WhatsApp them today at 1737-409-4048 or visit their website at smackfreight.com, SMAKFREIGHT.com.
Ho, ho, ho. I had a dream that I, Santa, will be giving away amazing gifts this Christmas at Europa Hardware in Massat Grosile. I saw a Karcher pressure washer, a vacuum cleaner, steel brush cutters, Metabo power tools, even a welding machine, tile cutter, and Leo water pump. Just spend $500 or more between now and December 19th, 2025. And your name and number goes into the box to be drawn. Christmas couldn't be better. Only Europa is making things so merry. Ho, ho, ho. It's not a dream, it's a fact. Shop at Europa Hardware. Call us at 452-0763. Europa, we service what we sell.
If you're working for a while, come by Cots, I'll make you smile. Cots Black Friday come around. We are the best prices in town. Black Friday starts now at Cots. Yeah, it's back. Cots Black Friday. I tell you, hurry fast. Traffic on the highway. You know we got unbeatable prices. And furniture, electronics, and appliances. Are you coming? Say yeah. Weekly prices. Biggest and best deals of this season. Shop and credit to win big. And pay nothing until next year, January. Clock out and come down to Coats. Cots already load. Cots already load. Black Friday starts. Cots already load. And go when Black Friday come out.
Lucilec averti ou pour point précaution durant saison cyclone Salah. Mi un petit commission qui kaywen de ou protéger la vie ou ek propriétaire ou. Kouye Lucilec avant ou trim et ben couper pied bois qui pouet ligne électrique. Veillez pour ligne courant électrique avant ou monter l'échelle. Fait assurer l'échelle, scaffold et bout d'outil ou ka servi pas vini moins qui 10 pieds hors ligne courant électrique. Pas jamais servi appliance et ben outils qui ka servi courant électrique. Des war côté qui mouillé et ben en la pli. Ça c'était en commission hors Lucilec.
The following is a paid political advertisement.
There are many things that we need in our constituency. For way too long, we have not had what we have deserved. It's been 9 years where we have not been getting the representation that we have deserved. Miku South, it is time. It is time for us to take back what we deserve. It is time for us to take back our constituency. For way too long, we have sat back and we have allowed ourselves to be maligned. It is time that we stand up and say enough is enough. There are many things that we need in our constituency. There is a lot of unemployment. We need to make changes to that. Our feeder roads are a problem. We need to get those done. We need more opportunities for our youth. Our youth is the backbone of society. We need programs for our children, activities for our children to take part in. There are many, many, many things, many changes that need doing. Let us take back what we deserve, our constituency, and make it ours once again.
This was a paid political advertisement.
Tired of sky-high bills and a planet on the brink? It's time to go green without burning your pockets. At First National Bank, we are here to make saving the planet affordable. Whether you're installing solar panels, purchasing a water tank, upgrading to an inverter AC, or buying a hybrid vehicle, we've got the green to help you go green. fast approval, low interest rates, and Mother Nature approved. Your future self will thank you. Visit firstnationalbankonline.com or call 455-7000 for more information to help you turn your green dreams into clean realities. First National Bank, here for you.
KFC, yo, we back with the vibe. Strips and dip combo, flavor that rise. Free crispy strips, fries on the side. 16-ounce drink, sauce for the ride. Order for 25, deal so nice. Golden and crunchy, can't think twice. Barbecue, honey mustard ranch if you wish. Dip it, dunk it, finger licking bliss. KFC, running flavor. Set the mood, strips and dip is back. Finger licking good.
Chronic back pain, arthritis, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, even painful cramps. These conditions affect daily life, but you don't have to live with pain. Every day matters when it comes to your health. At La Clinique du Corps, we provide fast, accurate diagnosis with advanced GE-certified MRI technology and internationally recognized specialists. Our focus is safe, effective treatment that restores mobility, relieves pain, and gives you back your quality of life. Call 451-6559 today. 451-6559. La Clinique du Corps, because time is vital in health.
Need branded apparel that looks sharp and shows up on time? Welcome to Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts. We specialize in custom embroidery and t-shirt printing for businesses, teams, events, you name it. From embroidered logos on polished Oxford shirts, available in a variety of colors for men and women, to bold, high-quality printed tees that turn heads, we do it all. Bring your own shirts or choose from ours. Small runs, big orders, rush jobs, no problem. At Imprinted Designs, we're built for speed, efficiency, and clean professional results delivered on time, every time. So if you want your brand to stand out, not wait around, come down to Imprinted Designs at the Valmore Plaza or hit us up at 451-2920 or email address imprinteddesignsSLU@gmail.com. Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts.
This Christmas, Flow's making the season merrier when you add postpaid to internet. Unwrap a new smartphone for only $29. Plus, we're giving you 50% off your mobile bill. And win even more goodies with our Spin the Wheel Christmas promotion. This Christmas, the rewards are on us. Add postpaid to your internet plan today in-store or visit discoverflow.co for more info. Terms and conditions apply. Flow, we keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
Broward, located on High Street in Castries, next to the courthouse and electoral office, and opposite the Castries Comprehensive School, is having a massive clearance sale. Prices have been slashed by so much, it's ridiculous. We're talking 30 to 60% off electrical and plumbing items until stocks last. Whether it's a do-it-yourself fixer-upper or a full household project, come in and save big with Broward. There's never been a better time to come down to Broward for savings on electrical, plumbing, and other hardware items. See you there. Broward, located on High Street, Castries, next to the courthouse and electoral office, and opposite the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School. Sale on until stocks last. Sale starts Tuesday, November 25th.
The following is a paid political advertisement.
Every trip to the gas station has become a burden. For 4 long years, St. Lucians have paid more than they should, draining pockets, raising prices on everything from groceries to bus fares. The United Workers' Party says enough is enough. Within the first 30 days, we'll reduce fuel prices, bringing real relief to families, drivers, and businesses. Because a break at the pump is a break for every St. Lucian. Save our St. Lucian. Together, we will right the wrong.
This was a paid political advertisement.
This is the world's most monitored talk show. Time now for a WhatsApp message. And it reads, I just came from seeing a doctor at the OKEU hospital. And the doctor asked me to do a blood test. And she told me I can't do it at the OKEU hospital. And the doctor told me to do it at Tapia Hospital because it's able to be done at that it's not being able to be done at the OKE hospital. Imagine, even blood tests you have to do at other health institutions. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. And somebody says there via WhatsApp, the saddest thing is the young people in Miku South shouting the mood is red are the same ones who are unemployed, sitting on the block. Same government they are jumping in is power for 1.5 years and they have nothing to show for themselves. Nothing was being done in the community, but all of a sudden monies appear and roads under construction. We have a multi-purpose center sitting there for 4.5 years completed and can't be opened. It's like we don't deserve it, and now you think they magically clear our care about us. Let us see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages. Once again, please stand by. We have our NewsSpin question of the day, and we conclude with the NewsSpin news of the day. We have a call via WhatsApp. Hello, good afternoon. NewsSpin, you are on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Timothy. Wow. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, caller. Go ahead, please.
Timothy, I was about to give up. That's exactly 2 weeks since I've been trying to reach you.
we have a long waiting list. My apologies to you, caller.
I could tell.
All right. Yes.
Yes. So Timothy, okay, you play some advertisement, and at the end you say this is a paid political advertisement. Who's the one who gets paid? Is it the person making the ad or the station that is playing it?
The station gets the ad.
But the person who's making the ad don't get paid.
No, that's not our concern. We don't care whether those people. Hold on. We don't know whether those people are part of whether those people who are part of the testimonials, whether they are the ones because we are not the ones producing the ad. We are not producing it, so we don't know.
I just want to know exactly who was getting paid, because it appeared to me that some of the things the individuals are saying, it doesn't sound objective.
Right.
Because somebody said, for example, that there is everything in St. Lucia is going on good. There's nothing they could complain about. Nothing. And I said to myself, am I living in a different St. Lucia?
Right.
And I'm not saying that because I'm being political. I'm just saying if I were to say that, somebody would say that's not true. That'd be so euphemistic or hyperbolic or something.
A reasonable person would say that. Yeah. Yes.
Right, exactly. So that's why I said, but it seems that it's the persons who are getting paid to say that. Now, the other thing is, we have political parties, and I think they're supposed to stand for something. Maybe have a philosophy, an ideology, or something. I find it very, very strange that individuals bounce around and just move from one to the other, and they say that they care for the people. You had an incident earlier on when you played about Mr. St. Rose, and I think also we had a similar incident with the gentleman who's going up for Babono. It seemed that they both wanted to run in one party, but because they did not make it, they switched to the other. So it tells me that they do not stand for anything, or at least they do not stand for the philosophy of the parties themselves.
Yeah.
It seemed that wherever they get the opportunity, they would run. And I to me that's dishonesty, and it talks about the integrity of the individual, right? I see another thing. I was down on the west side today, and I saw a lot of program, like step program is going on, like cleaning of the road and so forth. And I heard you had an ad earlier on that said the CIP money is what that is, at least they're saying that this is what keeps the St. Lucia clean and beautified. One of the ads that you play, and I'm wondering if this step program that is taking place right now, what is financing it? Is it the government? Is it the CIP? Is it the candidate? How is it been? Because I know that the government is involved, so I'm just wondering where is that money that is paying these young people?
Well, I think it could be the government, and they would have put that measure in place before Parliament was dissolved.
Yes. Well, could be.
Yeah.
All right, but it won't be CIP because the ad is saying CIP.
Well, somehow,
the ad is saying the CIP money goes towards
the taxpayers. Let's put it this way: somehow we are the ones paying for it. The taxpayers are the ones paying for it.
Wow. All right. So, and finally, I noticed that it's not that we have lost count on the homicide rate or something. I noticed even when I was really heartbroken the last time when I heard that this young lady, I think the last murder we had, well, not the last, but the young lady that went to Bexon, she got shot.
Yes, I think that was the last.
Ago.
That was the last homicide.
Right. But Timothy, you made the announcement it was like a news clipping, and that was all that was said about it. And absolutely nothing for the next 2 weeks. And this month I said, boy, it's if I have a relative that's murdered, that's the wrong time to get murdered, honestly, because everything is about election and everything else, but nothing about the people that are losing their lives. Nothing is being said about it, and that's really sad. The last comment, since I had 2 weeks of waiting, I have a couple things to say. The last thing is about the hospital. I was about to give the Prime Minister some credit, when you made the announcement yesterday that he had not invited the medical
and dental association,
the rep, right?
Yes,
because as he said, he gave a building, so I guess that had nothing to do with the medical and dental. But then when he said, when somebody asked him, he said, "Oh, well, that was a mistake. That's an oversight, and apologize for it. That it will not happen again." I say, well, probably.
But you realize what has been happening over the last few days. The representatives of the Medical and Dental Association could not have received invitation or a tour. You are there, Colin?
Yes,
or a tour of the facility. But you realize how many members of the public, Joe Blows, members of the St. Lucian public, who have been touring that facility over the last few days?
But could it be that it's not really a hospital yet, so anybody can just go out and have a look? It's like a building right now, right?
Yeah, but don't anybody should be able to access a government project of that magnitude, unless if it is political.
Well, maybe so. But I was thinking that if it was a hospital, maybe the first person that you'd establish as on the list is the people, the people who actually, the professional who would be working there.
Exactly.
But since that was an oversight, maybe it was not a hospital. It's just a building for now.
Okay, caller.
All right.
Thank you so much. Okay, all the best. Somebody says that Tim, the SLB behaving like when a guy knows he was cheating and his wife found out, so he's showering her with gifts, trying to make her change her mind. LOL. Time is very much against us. Let's go into our NewsSpin question of the day. And the NewsSpin question of the day reads, why was the SLMDA not invited to the St. Jude Hospital handing over ceremony? Why wasn't the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association not invited to the St. Jude Hospital handing over ceremony? And let's hear from Dr. Merle Clark, who is the president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association.
We would like to say, of course, as an association, that the completion of the building is a step forward. It's more than we had before, so that is a good thing. Of course, I think also we can't be disappointed. There's a certain amount of disappointment among members, and I think among citizens of St. Lucia also, that we're not getting a hospital which is allowing not only our members down at St. Jude, but I mean St. Lucians, the patients, the nurses, and other workers at St. Jude's to be able to move immediately into the new building. So our understanding is that the equipment is not yet there, and that's why that can't be facilitated. And of course, the whole debate about the commissioning of the hospital, how long that will take, we're not quite sure of those details, but we are hoping that that could happen sooner rather than later, because at the end of the day, a building does not a hospital make. And this is not the first time we've said that, and we'll continue saying that. A hospital is about the people and about so much more that goes into it, more than a building, the equipment, to ensure, of course, that we have the adequate resources, the morale of your workers there. All of that is important. So we are hoping sooner than later that we'd have a St. Jude where we could move patients and physicians and nurses and everybody else who works there into that hospital. Of course, I think this is not just an issue that an SLMDA has to make a statement of. This is a national issue. This is an issue for not only the people of the South, but for all of St. Lucia. So our other affiliate members of the TUF, our Nurses Association, the CSA, the NWU, so all of those units have members that they represent at St. Jude Hospital. So it's a question of everybody needs to let their voice be heard. Are we satisfied or are we not satisfied with what we so far have? But
that is the question. And you just heard it being posed by Dr. Merle Clark, who is the president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association. Unfortunately, we could not have interviewed that particular independent candidate. We'll attempt to do that during the course of our broadcast, God willing, tomorrow. We conclude with the NewsSpin News of the Day. It reads, parasocial is the Cambridge Dictionary's word of the year, defined as a relationship felt by someone between themselves and a famous person they do not know. Our NewsSpin News of the Day reads, parasocial is the Cambridge Dictionary's word of the year, defined as a relationship felt by someone between themselves and a famous person they do not know. That's a broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. Join me this evening, 7 o'clock for the DBS News World and 8:30 for News Make Alive. A reminder, like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the channel grow. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.